So Alex and I started a business called Country Cars in October 2004. And the way it came about was basically Alex had just finished university. I'd been doing some property development type of stuff, and we made a decision that we wanted to get into business together, which probably happens a lot. You know, as it turned out, it was a pretty good relationship at the start. Anyway, so we started looking at, of all things, storage facilities. We just had this idea that maybe we could get into storage facilities. And we were living out in Orange for various reasons. Alex was out there at uni. And we went around and we looked at all these storage facilities, and we worked out pretty quickly that it was a real estate play and we weren't going to be able to make any money out of it. So at the time, I was just starting to understand the internet and starting to get sort of into the internet for whatever reason. I just became, interested in it. And I was searching through 9MSN and City Morning Herald, and I was beginning to understand how all these companies were buying other companies and all the rest of it. What I worked out reasonably quickly was that there was the classified business, which was where the most amount of money could be made at the time. I wish I knew about Google at the time and how much money that could make, but at the time I thought classifieds was where the money was. So we started to investigate classifieds, and then one Sunday afternoon I was driving up the main street of Orange, and I saw a car, and in the back windscreen was a for sale sticker. I'm sure you guys have seen it, for sale, and a phone number. And my girlfriend, Melanie, who's now my fiance, I said to her, geez, it'd be really easy to put that car on the internet, So we raced home, well, I raced home, and I got on the internet, and I would just search and drive and car sales, and pretty quickly I realised that there weren't too many car listings or auto listings or even real estate or any other listings, classified listings for country region Australia. So I thought there might be an opportunity, so I got Alex in and I said, mate, look, forget the storage stuff, that's no good. Maybe this internet thing could be a go, and what about this? So we did a bit more research, and we decided that we're going to give it a go. So I jumped online, I actually got into Google, and I typed in there, turnkey classified software. I'll never forget it. About page 4 or 5 was this guy with a site called horsesearch.co.uk. I went through it, and Alex and I went through it, and thought, geez, you know what? It'd be really easy to change everything that was horses into cars. We'd have a site. So I just dropped an email to this guy and I said, listen, this is what we're thinking about doing. We've got no money. We're just a couple of young blokes. What can you do? He wrote, I said, is there any way we can change everything that says horses to cars? He wrote back overnight. He goes, yeah, $600. Okay, sweet. We'll do that. So anyway, so we changed. We went through the site. We gave this email this long and said, bang, bang, bang. Anyway, how long was it? A week or two, 3 weeks later, we got a site. Yeah. So we got this site up. So I'll get into my slide. So we got this site up, and you can imagine Alex and I just pumped right. We think we're on this next gold mine, and we're just on fire. So we put it out. It was a Monday morning, and we put a suit on. Did we put a suit on and a tie?
We were pretty well dressed.
Yeah.
We were pumped.
Better dressed than this.
Yeah.
Anyway, we turned up to this place, which is Orange Subaru. It's not Orange Subaru anymore. They sell trucks there. And I'll never forget this. We get out of the car, and we walk up to this guy, and we walk into the dealership, and we said, look, we've got this idea. We want to speak to the dealer principal. We didn't even know who to ask for. So we put in. She goes, oh yeah, he's outside. Monday morning, he's outside. Anyway, we walk outside, and there's this guy here fixing on a ladder, fixing something on this roof here with a sales guy underneath. And I start pitching to the sales guy. He goes, oh, this is my boss. So anyway, I'm pitching to this guy like this. Like first ever pitch, I'm pitching up into the sky. Alex and I just stand there. Anyway, the guy looks down. He says, you know what? I'm not interested, and that's the worst idea I've ever seen. That's what he said. He said, look, this is just terrible. Forget it, boys. So we walked out of that dealership Monday morning, just like tail between our legs. We thought, at the time, we thought, we can charge probably $600-700 a month for this thing. There's hundreds of deals. We're going to make a stack of money. This guy said he's just absolutely put a kibosh to the whole thing. So we get in the car and we're sitting there. What are we going to do now? So anyway, we thought, we're not going to stop there. So we drove to the other side of town to a dealership called John Davis Motors, who was the mayor of Orange at the time, John Davis. And we sat down, and by that stage we were free. The 10-minute trip from here to here was no longer $700 a month. It was free. Put the listings on there. We'll do everything. We'll do anything we can to get the listings on. So we sit there, and we pitched this thing to this guy. And we're like, it's free. We're going to take all the photos. We're going to get all the information. Blah 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 blah. And Blake goes, yeah, right. We'll give it a try. We'll give it 2 months try. So anyway, from then on, we discovered something that is really, really important, which is basically if you can get enough content on the site, then you can start advertising on the site, you can start this virtuous market sort of scenario where the buyers go, the sellers go, where the sellers go, the buyers go, you can start. So we actually started to create it. Anyway, one thing leads to another, and after probably, 12 months, we've gone across New South Wales. So we've got all these regions. The way it worked is we split country cars and the regions. It was all about local leads, right? So it was all about country cars for country people. So when we first started to talk to dealerships, the first thing they said to us was that we've tried the internet, it doesn't work for country car dealers. And we couldn't understand it because we knew it worked for city car dealers. And what was actually happening was these car sales and drives were going out into country and regional areas, and they were getting the listings on the site. They were charging them good money for it. They were charging per litre or whatever they were. They were getting the listings on the site. But then the leads would come through, and all the leads were coming from Metro Australia, right? So you've got a guy sitting in Orange 3 hours from Manly getting a lead for a used car from Manly. So they could never convert those leads. So they just said, look, it doesn't work for country and Australia. We said, no, that's not right. What you need is local leads. So the whole business is all about local leads, local people, local leads, country cars for country people, which is end up being our tagline. So the core focus was the first thing you do when you, so this is our homepage back in December 2005. The first thing you do when you come in is you choose your region. And if you live in New England, you live in Tamworth, you know you're in the New England region. It's pretty obvious. So you click on the New England region, and you're inside country cars in New England. So the only cars you can see are the New England cars, right? So we're driving local leads for local. And pretty soon these guys who are free trialling, they're getting these leads through the site. They go, this is all right. We're selling cars and we charge them. That's how we built the model. So by this stage, December 2005, I don't know, we might have had 150 car dealers or something like that. And we'd started to get some revenue, and we'd sort of built the business at this stage through cash flow and through a lot of trial and error and all sorts of things. But we built the system up to this stage, and then we needed money, right? So one thing, how did it happen, Viv? I can't remember. Anyway, we ended up talking to Viv and Dave Hall from Hall Capital.
Coffee in Hyde Park.
Coffee in Hyde Park, that's right. It was certainly a key turning point looking back at the whole business. So we sat down with Viv, and we were lucky enough to. It was the only corporate advisory sort of conversation we'd ever had with anyone. I sat down with these guys and I said, look, this is our business, and Viv got it straight away because of his experience online. And I just said, look, what we need is we've got a proven model here. We've essentially got a blueprint that works. It's making money. All these regions are standalone regions because they've all got their own little TV budget and their own little dealers. They're like little cookie cutters, I guess you could say. They all make money. So all we needed was more money to grow the market, to continue to do what we're doing. However, at the time, it was just Alex and I and maybe 2 staff members. But basically, Vivian's, I mean, it's a long time ago now, so I'm talk about it. But at the time, Vivian was concerned that angel investors wouldn't invest in a couple of guys like us, right? Not because we're good people, right? It's just because we're young, we didn't have a lot of experience. So Vivian really drove the whole thing. He said, look, what you guys need is you need to surround yourself, which was absolutely right, with people that are industrial strength in their field. So, for example, we hired a guy named Paul Reeves, who was, a very senior marketing guy who was head of LG and Motorola and all this sort of stuff. We hired Mark Lewis, who was the CFO, and we hired a guy named Alex Smith, who was a senior guy from IBM. So we basically created a team, an advisory team around us to support us, so that we could then go and essentially piggyback off their credibility to raise the capital. Pretty soon we raised the capital. We raised $1 million. And we just deployed the $1 million exactly how we said we're going to do, which is basically expand the business. So you can see here, by mid-2006, we've expanded the business to be basically the eastern seaboard of Australia. So at this stage, we've probably got, 300-400 car dealers. And a lot of them are free trialers, so we're in this process of converting these free trialers to financial dealers. And then by about the end of...
No, it's a new brand.
Oh, yeah, of course, sorry. So some of the things we did. We've got this country cars branding, which was done by Paul Reeves. So you can start to see now, we weren't only growing the business, but we were basically dressing it up to sell it to a media company. And that's the branding and all that sort of stuff was trying to be more consistent with what they might actually acquire. Now, one thing leads to another, and by mid-2006, we've basically got every free trial we could possibly get, and we started to get some approaches from some media companies, and we sort of avoided them as much as we could because we wanted to stay out of the... We had a lot of discussions about the 800-pound gorilla, and we were concerned that what we had wasn't that protectable, and we weren't sure how strong our brand was and what would happen if Fairfax or PBL or someone came and attacked us.